Hi Virgo, welcome to your December 2023 reading. My name's Carol and I want to welcome you to Yellow Cardinal Tarot, and this is a brand new channel, and so this will be my very first reading for you. And this channel is all about shadow work, and I want to help you face your shadow and really I want to help you look at some of the patterns in your life that are repeating and coming up in your life. And I also want to look at how your shadow is linked to those patterns. And also I want to look at guidance that the tarot can give you regarding this pattern that's coming up and what's coming up from your shadow. And so I always link a shadow work video above, and that's just going to help you if you want to know what shadow work is and what it's all about. And yeah, so that video in particular is going to be taken from my other channel, which is called Carol Cares. And that channel has a lot of videos on mental health struggles like anxiety, depression, all kinds of emotions and how to process your emotions. Also things like journaling and how to ground. And so at the end of this video, when I give you the guidance from tarot, I will also give you guidance, my own guidance, and I'm going to suggest some videos for you that are taken from Carol Cares, my other channel. And so they're going to help you with what I think you need with this particular pattern that's showing up for you. So let's begin. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Light Seers Tarot. And like I said, I'm going to look at a pattern that's showing up in your life, the shadow aspect of that pattern, and the guidance. So Virgo, I'm going to ask tarot right now to give me the pattern. What pattern is showing up for Virgo? I want 1 card for the pattern that's showing up for Virgo. Looks like it's this one. So it's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I do take reversals. I do read them, and they will come up quite often in my readings. Now I want the shadow aspect that's linked to the Knight of Pentacles. The shadow aspect that's linked to the Knight of Pentacles. And I do only take 1 card for this top row. So if 2 or 3 pop out, I'm very stubborn. I would just take 1. Below I will take, you know, I try to take 3, but sometimes it comes more. All right, the Tower card's coming out for you. The Tower card's coming out for you for the shadow aspect. And what guidance can you give me, tarot? What guidance can you give me for Virgo? What guidance can you give me for Virgo? And I have 2 cards, so I'm just going to keep on shuffling. I want 1 card. I just want 1 card. What guidance can you give me? Stubborn. One doesn't want to come. One has, I'm going to take the top one here, and it is the Star. The Star is the guidance. Put that one back in. All right. So let's talk about these 3 first before I pull some clarifiers. And let's look at the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So I want to tell you something first of all about my court cards. My court cards represent parts of you. Now we all have parts. In my intensive therapy for my complex trauma, I worked with parts. And so I've sort of going to apply something that I've learned in my own therapy to my tarot reading. And I like to call my court cards my parts. And I'll explain when a court card comes up, I'll explain to you what part it is and what part I think it is of you. So my knights are, because that's the first card that's come up for you, is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. My knights represent, and I know knights are movement. A lot of people think it's, you know, it means movement, and it does. But for me, it means the adolescent part of you. And if you think of adolescence, I was a teacher for 30 years of high school students. So for me, there's a couple things I know about adolescents is, yeah, they like to move. They're always, you know, fidgeting in their desks and out of their desks all the time because they couldn't sit still. And, you know, in here you got your teacher trying to, whip them into shape and keep them in their desks. And the other thing about them was that they're real. They're just real. They just wanted to be themselves. And so the last thing you do with an adolescent is to get in an argument with them, because they get it at home and they didn't want to get it at school. And so this adolescent part of you wants freedom from anything that's oppressive or anything that's controlling you, and also from pain. Anything that they'll run from pain. So this particular night is in reverse, and so it tells me, because it's the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles is about your self-worth. Pentacles is about your body and grounding, and so this particular night is in reverse, which tells me there is a resistance, maybe, to getting into your body, to finding out, who you really are, and there seems to be a resistance here. So there's not movement here, even though this would say that there's somebody wanting the freedom. So there's some resistance here. So we're going to look at what that means. We're going to clarify that for you. The next shadow aspect that's turning up for this pattern is the Tower. This is the Tower card. And I kind of like this one. This is a bit more mild because the Tower card in the the Rider-Waite deck can be, I think it scares a lot of people. And I like the fact that, you have this, I think it looks like a rabbit that's looking up, and there's a storm that's going on. And so, yeah, I'm going to say that things are a little bit stormy right now in your life. For whatever reason, there's something going on. That's the shadow aspect. Sorry, that's not the pattern. That's the shadow aspect that's going on. So we'll look at what this stormy, what's coming up, I guess what's brewing, let's say that. What's brewing in your shadow for you. That's a bit stormy, maybe cloudy, we'll see. The guidance that's coming up for you is the Star. What a nice card, the Star. It's a card of Aquarius. Yeah, that's the card that comes out after the Tower. Yeah, it's number 17. Yeah. So, I'm seeing that there's something in your shadow that's brewing, that's coming up, and maybe, I guess this kind of reminds me of, because it's a Tower incident, I'm wondering if it's something in your in your shadow, that's like a pot almost boiling over, that's ready to go. I think of those pressure cookers. Oh my God, I had one of those that blew up one day. Not a good scene. And maybe that's what it is, something, emotions that are, coming up. But then you have the Star, which is nice. That comes right after the Tower, because that's when you've worked through the shadow aspect that's coming up for you. It's almost boiling over here. You get this period of the Star where it's almost like a real peaceful, doesn't last sometimes a long time because there's more work to be done, but it's a beautiful spot to be in, because that reminds you where you can be if you keep going on this journey. It really does. I've been there, and I want to bottle that feeling, and but yeah. Okay, I want to pull some cards for you from the Rider-Waite to clarify these cards. Get some interesting cards here going on, Virgo. So, pattern, I want 3 cards for the Knight of Pentacles. You have a Tower in reverse, which is interesting because it comes here and upright. So maybe the pattern is that, it makes a lot of sense, I'm thinking maybe the pattern is that if you see the Tower here for the shadow aspect just waiting to brew, and it's all, and here you've got the pattern that's showing up in your life is your Tower that you're avoiding There's a big resistance to this, and you know, that's that pot that's on your stove and you forgot about it and it's brewing, it's ready to just, and then you realize, oh my God. Yeah. Or a pressure cooker that explodes, one or the other. Okay. Another card for the pattern. Let's have another card for the pattern for this Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. I like this one. It was hanging around. Oh, we have 8 of Wands here in reverse. 8 of Wands in reverse. Oh, and this one just flipped out. Death card. The Death card. Very interesting. Things are definitely coming to an end, and then there for you, that pattern. Definitely coming to an end, because we're getting the shadow aspect here. That's, you know, yeah. It's funny because I knew I should have taken this card, and then I kept on shuffling and it popped out. The 9 of Swords. Something keeping you up at night here. Definitely. If it's a Tower moment that's coming up, and I've got, I don't mind, I wanted 2 more cards, but 3 came out. I'll take them. So you have, in this order, you have the Sun, which is in reverse. You have the, oh, sorry, it's this one. The 6 of Swords in reverse, and then you have the Ace of Swords. I can't see that far away, so I have to turn them around. Then you have the Ace of Swords. All right, so we're going to put that beside the 9 of Swords. That's keeping you up at night. And then the Star. What guidance can you give me? What guidance can you give Virgo? What, I can take this one for sure. Or maybe I'm feeling like I need to take that one. The Knight of Cups. The Queen of Swords in reverse, and 1 more for you. 1 more card for Virgo for Virgo for guidance. 1 more card. Oh, here it is, this one. King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Wow, you got 3 court cards. 3 court cards. That's very interesting. 3 court cards for your guidance. Because for me, I'm going to tell you now that court cards are parts, and I'm not sure if I've explained it, I can't remember. But court cards are parts for me. I do parts therapy in my own healing journey. I've done it for a number of years now. And I'm applying it to my tarot. And so court cards for me are parts that everyone has in them. And they could be inner children parts or younger parts. They could be adolescent parts. And you have 3 parts here. 2 of them are in reverse. And so it's interesting that you've got 3 parts kind of, you know, maybe battling something out, working something out, but we'll see. We'll see what when we read those. Now, let's look at the pattern that's showing up for you. So, we talked about the Knight of Pentacles and that freedom fighter in yours that wants to be authentic, wants to maybe, and you need to do that by grounding. And so, it's in reverse. So, let's see what's going on here. So, we have a Tower moment that's in reverse. And we spoke about that. Being in reverse. And so, obviously, there's something that needs, there's a Tower moments are big changes, you know. People don't like the Tower, but I mean, those are the big changes in our life that bring some transformation for us. And then they're like, the Tower moment for me is a baseball bat from the universe that says, you know what? You have been ignoring your pattern for a while here, and I'm going to, you know, something's going to come in for you. But this is in reverse. So I'm seeing that, you know, there's a real resistance because your Knight of Pentacles is in reverse too. Something seems to have a hold on you, that this change that you want to make, maybe the universe wants you to make, is so blocked, so much resistance here, because there's this creativity, these 8 of Wands that's just bursting to come out. I don't know if this pattern's been going on, or you've been like going into it going, I want to do this, and I can't do that. I want to do this, no, I can't do this. That's what it seems like to me. But it's got to a point where it's like the universe is trying to like hit you over the head, and because this in the upright position says, you know what? Take this creativity, this thing that you want to do, then just go for it. And it's in reverse. So, like I said, it reminds me of this pressure cooker that's just rising to the top. And then you get the Death card. And this pattern, it says, you know what? Something's got to go. Something in your life has to go. Something has to end. What is it in your life that has to go or end? What do you need to let go of? There's people all over the ground here. And you know, for me, I did say the word controlling, you see, because a knight doesn't want to be controlled. A knight does not want to be controlled. They want freedom. And they're upside down. So I think I talked about control, and I hadn't seen, I didn't, take into consideration this Death card. So I'm feeling like there's something, you're being controlled. Something's controlling you to your creativity that wants to come out. And with creativity, it's about being authentic too, right? Who you really are. And something has to go. I don't know if it's, sometimes it could be a friend you need to let go of, a relationship you need to walk away from. And only you know that, or a family member that's being controlling. Because sometimes we have these belief systems that we've, taken on because of our parents or adults. And there's a this is screaming of, wants to come out. The creativity in you wants to come out, who you are. But there's really like you're trapped. I can really feel the suppression, the oppression, I guess, of being trapped here. So that's the pattern for you. And the shadow aspect is, well, here's the Tower. We talked about the Tower being here for you, the shadow aspect. So what's coming up? What is coming up in your shadow that's saying this is what you need to look at, Virgo? It's keeping you up at night. Like the anxiety, the mental anguish that you have is just killing you. It really is. And there is, like it's saying, like you don't see it. You don't see it, but the sun is here for you. The sun is here for you. And to me, the sun is a big 3-letter word that and a lot of us that have had a lot of trauma like myself, I have complex trauma, and the word joy wasn't in my dictionary. It just wasn't. It wasn't in my dictionary for the longest time, and I didn't know even how to taste it. I didn't know what it meant to be joyful, and for you it's upside down. And so same thing, like you're not seeing any joy in your life right now. There's it's not in your dictionary right now, and it's keeping you up at night. And this is the shadow that's this is the aspect that's coming out for you, and it's time that it needs to be dealt with, right? Because it's a pressure cooker here. And oh, I can see what these last 2 cards are saying to me. This card upright is your 6 of Swords, and this individual is taking what looks like a female figure who's kind of hunched down with a child maybe into a safer place. Here is very, very rough waters, and he's going into smoother waters over here. I call him the gondolier guy because I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's related to these people. It doesn't really matter. But what matters is you can tell that this woman right here is, you know, she has her head down and she almost looks like she's grieving. And she could be full of fear. She could be full of anxiety. She could be depressed, all of them. And he's taking her somewhere to a safer place. And that's what the Six of Wands is for me, is that it's just going to bring yourself to safety. Because one of the number one rules in this journey, this shadow work journey, is that it's really, really, really difficult to do shadow work when you're not in a safe place. Now, some of us maybe can't get out of it if you're younger, but if you're an adult, you can get yourself to safety. There is a way out, and I know you may not see it, and that's why your card is in reverse. There is a way out for you. You need to get into a safer place. Now, I did say that, Virgo, you know, in this journey, we do lose some people. We need to walk away sometimes from some people. And I did use the word controlling. It just came out. And sometimes I don't like to use the words, but it did just come out. And I'm seeing that you're not in a safe place. So, the guidance, you need to get into a safer place for you. And it's a tower moment. It's a tower moment. For you to continue your shadow work, for you to work on yourself, you need to get yourself into a safe place. The guidance that the tarot is giving you is there is a way out for you. This Knight of Cups is a freedom fighter, and he's upright. And he's fighting for freedom, for you to feel your emotions. He's fighting for you to feel to seek your authenticity, to get to your desires and what you want. And he is fighting for your authenticity as well, because that's what knights are. They want freedom, and they want freedom from authenticity. And you end with the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. So the Queen of Swords is in reverse, and upright, the Queen of Swords is a feminine part, our feminine part. We have two parts. Every single person on this planet has two parts. They have a feminine and a masculine part. And the feminine part of us has been oppressed, hidden away, shoved away by society for too long now. And she's in reverse. And so that's the part of you. The swords is all about authenticity. I mean, cutting to the truth, what your truth is. And this is about, you know, screams of authenticity, but it's blocked. And so this person wants freedom from control. This person wants to figure out who the hell they really are. And this is the feminine part that's saying, you know, who are you, but upside down. We're in reverse. They're blocked right now. And the King of Wands is coming in, and the King upright is the masculine part of you. And upright, this King would be, it's wands. So this would be the our spiritual body. This has everything. Wands has everything to do with your passion, what you want to do in life, your authenticity, your intuition. What is it that's going to make you tick in life? You know, what do you really want to do in life? And this sounds like this is what's really wanting to come out here, but it's in reverse. Because I think there's someone around you, I'm thinking, that's saying, you know, that's really, or maybe could be someone around you. We already did establish there was control here a bit. So, I don't know, a bit, maybe a lot, but and definitely that, because there's a sense of control. I'm thinking that it's really hard for your creativity to come out, because you need to get to, it's really hard for your authenticity to come out of who you really are and what you're here to do and what direction, the creative direction that you need to go into. And that is just to be yourself, first of all, to find out who you are, who the authentic person is. But you need to get yourself to a safer place, and so that you can start to find out who you are. And I think before I pull a card for you, I want to give you a video I want to recommend a video on fear, because it sounds like there may be some fear here. So I think fear, and within that there's going to be, you know, a video on how to journal from your fear. And then I want to give you a video on how to ground yourself, so you can start to get back into your body and help you get back into your body, so you can get in touch with your intuition, so that you can get in touch with who you are, like what you need to do, what your next step is. Because your intuition is your internal guidance system, and that is going to give you your next step. And sometimes that's so hard to know what to do, especially if you're in it feels like a very oppressive situation here that you're in. All right, so I'll give you a video, a little playlist on fear, and also a couple videos, a playlist on grounding. And we have a final card for you, Virgo. Be spirit. Nice positive energy. Sweet results await. I'm feeling that, and this is the feeling I got, like this is bursting, like we talked about the pressure cooker, and our tower moment here. So I'm feeling like, you know, sweet results tells me some freedom here is about to come about. Okay, but you had a little bit of work to do before you finally get to taste the sweet results. Let me know if this resonates with you, and leave some comments below. See you next month, Virgo.